Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Teaching English on Dروس Super Goal 4. Before we start, we would like to welcome Mr. Salih Al-Ujan, the interpreter to the sign language. As always, we start our class by reviewing the plan. What are the objectives that we are going to achieve at the end of this class, inshallah? The first objective is that the students will be able to identify the best place to shop. Also, the students will be able to answer comprehension questions about a text. At the end, also, students will be able to predict the meaning of some words from a context. Now, as you know, we are at Unit 2 in Super Goal 4. The title of this unit is It's a Bargain. And the sections that we are going to study today is reading. That is section number 8. Before we start our class, as always, we want to make a quick review on the previous lesson. You remember in the previous lesson, we studied conversation and about you. In the conversation, we had a conversation between an interviewer and Faisal. If you still remember that the interviewer was asking about the shopping habits that some people do. And we answered some questions on that. Okay, we had it in 2 slides, if you still remember. You can go back to this conversation and listen to it by yourself and answer some questions. Okay, let's answer the questions to remind you of the content of this conversation. What is the interviewer doing in the mall? Okay, what is the thing that he was doing before he asks Faisal? He's doing a surveys for Teenage Express magazine. So he's working for a magazine and he was asking questions to check about the shopping habits of some teenage students because he was working in a Teenage Express magazine. What does he want to know exactly? Okay, he wants to know about the teenage shopping habits, the things that teenage usually do, teenage people that who, the things that, the habits they usually do in their shopping. Number 3, why doesn't Faisal shop online? When the interviewer asked Faisal, do you shop online? He said, no, I don't shop online. And what is the reason behind that? The reason was because he doesn't trust the security features on the internet because he has to pay through a credit card and he doesn't want, or he doesn't trust the security features on the internet. Number 4, what does he spend his money on? When the interviewer asked Faisal what he spends his money on, he answered he spends his money on food, video games, and electronics stuff. We mean by stuff here things like different kinds of electronics. And also we had some expressions in this conversation and they are very important to know. You remember we told you how to request something from somebody and how to use a polite language, a polite way of requesting something. The best thing to ask politely is to use this expression. What the expression is? Do you mind? The verb plus ing. Like what? Like when you want somebody to carry your bag, for example, you can ask like this. Would you mind? Or you can say, do you mind carrying the bag for me? So you use the verb that you want to make a request on and you add ing. Do you mind opening the door for me? Do you mind helping me? And so on. What does it mean? It means a polite request. As we said in the previous lesson also, when you want to accept this request, you can also answer politely. What is the polite expression? You can use not at all. When you say not at all, that means you are accepting the request and you are willing to help or to do what you have been asked to do. So this means a response to do you mind, to agree to the request. Also we had if you are not able to carry out or to do what you have been asked to do, you can answer or you can refuse the request politely. What is the expression that you can use? Not really. Okay, not really. That is a polite way to refuse. So what does it mean? It means a polite way to answer no. Instead of saying no, this is called considered as impolite. But when you refuse or when you don't accept the request, you say not really. And also we had this word stuff. What do you mean by stuff? Things in general. If you want to mention particular things and you want to give a general word or general term for these things, you can say stuff like this one. Okay, like what? Like things, equipment, items, gadgets, devices, etc. Okay. Also, we asked you to make a survey yourself, and you answer this question, and you apply it on members of your family, on your classmates, or on people you know. Like this question: do you shop online? Why not? You can ask also, what do you buy online? Do you like to go shopping? Also, you can ask, where do you usually shop? You can ask also, what are the popular places for shopping? What things do you spend your money on? That is also considered as a survey, as we said. How much money do you spend each week? And the last question you can ask, what is the most expensive thing you have ever bought? When you ask these questions, you will come out with much information, and you can find out about the common answers for these questions. This is how a survey is done, to ask questions, the same questions to different people. Okay, now we move to our main class of today, that is on reading. So what are we going to read today? Let's make an introduction here about this reading, so it will make reading easier and you will be able to understand the text. Okay, now look at this picture. Okay, you can see something here. What is it? We can ask you this question here. Where are the people? You can see people here, and you can see some shops. What do we call these things, and what are the shops, and where are the people here? Okay, in a street market. This is called a street market. You find some shops that are in the street, not in malls or in some closed places. So we call it street markets. And also it is exactly in a place that is existing in Riyadh. It is called Souq al-Thumairi in Riyadh. That is Souq al-Thumairi in Riyadh. Okay, what can people buy in this place? When we go to the Thumairi Souq or Souq al-Thumairi, what do you usually buy? What are the stuff that you can buy from there? This is what we're going to learn and know when we read the text. Also, there is another question here. Do you like to shop at street markets? Why or why not? Okay, there are shops that are considered in malls, in the closed markets, and there are street markets. For you, do you like to go to the street markets and shop from there, or you like to go to malls and buy from the shops in the mall? This is also, we will leave the answer for you after reading from the text that we are going to read in a while, and it will tell you what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of the street markets and the other markets. Okay? What is the title of this reading? The title here is The Best Place to Shop and Be. What is the best place that you can go and buy from this shop? Because look at the word shop here. It means, we can use it as a noun, which means a shop that you can go to and buy things from. But we can use it here as a verb. That means you go to buy things. Okay, this word can be used as a noun and as a verb. Also, what is the best place to go there and to be in this place? Okay, before reading, let's make brainstorming about this passage. Look at the photos below. What do you think people can buy in these places? Look at this picture here. What can people buy here, or what do these people sell? It is very clear that they sell camels. This is the camels market or camels souk. And here, what do these people or these women buy? They buy jewelry. We call it jewelry. Okay, there are different kinds of jewelry. We have gold, we have diamond, we have silver. So they buy gold or jewelry in general. Okay, now we are going to read a passage, and before we read the passage, let's give you a general idea about this reading. Why is it important to learn about the division of this reading? Because later on, if you read very well, that will impact your ability to write, and to write very well. You will notice that this passage is written in 4 paragraphs. Okay, 4 paragraphs, and the words are 260 words. Approximately, you can count that, because later on you will be asked to write 150 words. Sometimes you will be asked to write 250 words, and so on. So knowing the approximate number will help you later on when it comes to writing. The important question here is how the writer divides his or her article into paragraphs. As we said before, dividing a paragraph is a very important skill in writing. So usually the first paragraph is an introduction. The last one is a conclusion. What do we call the two paragraphs that are in the middle? We call them body paragraphs. So how the writer divided his or her ideas in these paragraphs, this is what we are going to find on later on. Okay, what is the strategy that we are going to concentrate in our lesson today in reading? That is called predicting. What do you call what do you mean by predicting? Predicting is how to guess the meaning. You will find some words here like bargains. Sometimes when you read, you don't understand the meaning of this word, and you have never seen or heard about this word. But this is not a problem. You have to continue, because there are some skills that you can apply to guess the right meaning of the word. Because sometimes when you have the word in a text, there is some clues that help you to get the meaning of this word. So now you might not know the meaning of bargains, but you will find out that it is easy to understand and to learn and to know the meaning and to know the whole meaning in the text through the context, because it is very easy to get it from a context. Also, you can find a word like lovely here, lively. What is the meaning of lively? This is also very easy to understand, because you will find out that it is easy from a context. There is another word also called second hand. Second hand. We mean by second, two. You know that second means two. You know the hand is the hand that we use for doing things, okay, like this one. But what does it mean together? Look at it used as one word, combined word used as one word, second hand. We describe something as second hand. What does this mean? That is very easy also to understand from the text. Cultural experience. Also you will find this word. What do you mean by cultural experience? You might know one, or you might know two, or you don't know the meaning of these two words, but from the context you will be able to know if you concentrate and if you read carefully and listen carefully to the text. Also there is another word called brand names. Brand names. It is very easy to understand name here, and name can tell you about the word brand. Okay, so from the text it will be easier for you to know or to predict. We call it predict. That means to guess the meaning. Okay. Now, after reading also, you're going to answer some questions. But these questions, we will bring them before, so that when you read, you will try also to find out the answers for these questions. Like here, what is similar about street markets around the world? We have different street markets in all cities, in all countries, but what is similar between these markets? Okay, this is what you're going to answer at the end of this reading also. Does Haraj only sell used items? When you go to Haraj, you know what Haraj means? It is also used in Arabic as Haraj, the things that sometimes sell stuff, items, or things that have been used before. But does it only sell new items, or all used items, or new ones? This is what you're going to find out also through reading. Number 3, which 3 words or phrases in the text mean low cost or expensive? You will find some words that means inexpensive and low cost. What are these 3 words? That also you can find through reading, and we will answer these 4 questions after we finish reading, inshallah. Number 4, what is the most interesting attraction of traditional markets? There are markets that are called traditionals, okay, that are in old, for example, in old places or in old zones of the city, and they're called tradition. What are the attractions? What are the things that make people go there? What are the things that attract people to go and buy things from there? This is also, we are going to answer it, inshallah, after this reading. Now we start the passage to read, and we have divided it also into 4 paragraphs. Each slide has a different paragraph. Now you can tell from the picture. The picture will help you also to predict the meaning of the words, and will help you also to understand the whole meaning of the paragraph. What do you think about this paragraph? As we said, the first paragraph is usually or mostly starting with an introduction. The writer tells the reader a general idea about the article. What is he going to defend, or what is he going or she is going to say about this topic. What is the title of this paragraph? You will find out, inshallah, through reading. Now let's listen and read and try to guess the meaning of lively. Look at the word lively that we mentioned a while ago, and you can predict, you can guess the meaning of this word through the whole context. Okay, let's read and listen.
In an age where you can buy almost anything on the internet, thousands of people all over the world still prefer to do their shopping in traditional places. In general, shoppers look for bargains, and the best prices are usually found in street markets. Many markets around the world have a similar lively atmosphere and sell nearly anything you can imagine, from jewelry and clothes, fresh produce, spices, and fish, to carpets, electronics, and livestock.
Okay, so let's read it all together now to explain the meaning of some difficult words. In the age where you can buy almost anything on the internet, thousands of people all over the world still prefer to do their shopping in traditional places. Traditional places that are the places, as we said before, that are existing in old areas in the city, for example, and people usually still like going there. Okay, why do they go there? This is what the writer is going to defend and what the writer is going to explain in other sentences. We call them supporting sentences. These supporting sentences support the main idea, which is the topic sentence, the first one. In general, shoppers, that means the people who shop, look for bargains. What do you mean by bargains? As we said before, and the title of this unit is bargain, which means the cheap things or the things that have low price offers. And the best prices are usually found in street markets. So what is distinguished, what is unusual about street markets? They sell stuff or goods that are cheap. Okay, many markets around the world have similar lively atmosphere. So here, describing the atmosphere that is existing in the area of these street markets, though lively, that means the movement or the life there is full of life. Okay, this is what can you predict from the meaning. And sell nearly anything you can imagine, all things that you can find in these street markets, like jewelry, okay, like gold, silver, diamonds, and so on. Clothes also, fresh produce, spices, and fish, to carpets, electronics, and livestock. So all things that you can imagine, you can find in the street markets. This is what makes it distinguished. So this is the introduction. Now we're moving to the second paragraph. Now think, what do you expect the writer to give a general idea in this paragraph? This is the second paragraph, and there are some words that we mentioned in our introduction. You will need to find out or to predict the meaning of these words, like brand names, bargains, and second hand. You might not know the meaning of these words, but if you read carefully, you can find out, or you can predict, or you can guess the meaning of these words correctly, okay, from a context. So let's listen, then we will read after that.
Riyadh has some of the world's most beautiful modern shopping malls with designer boutiques and brand names. But if you're looking for real bargains, you'll head for some of the traditional souks in town. Haraj is a second-hand market just east of the city. Impress your friends and dress in Chanel and Armani for a fraction of the price. Or get that new kitchen appliance you've been dreaming of. Many of the so-called used items aren't used at all. Just don't tell anyone where you bought it. Okay, so here this paragraph is mainly talking about the souks that are in Riyadh. So let's read all together. Riyadh has the same world's most beautiful modern shopping malls with designs, boutiques, and brand names. So the writer now is telling us that Riyadh has different kinds of souks, like malls, where you can find the brand names. The brand names, that means the most common brands that people usually like to buy, which are usually expensive items. But you are looking for real bargains, that means you are looking for offers or for cheap things. You will head for some of the traditional souks that are the normal souks in town. Like what? Starting with the first one here, Haraj. You can go to Haraj, but what do you find in Haraj? Haraj is a second-hand market just east of the city. So here you know the word Haraj, and it is very easy since it is borrowed from Arabic language, and you know the meaning. But according to your prior knowledge of the text here or the sentence here, you can predict the meaning of second hand. So the second hand here can tell you that what does the Haraj sell? It sells the things that have been used before, okay, used by another person and used in another way that are the second hand. We call it second hand. So Haraj is a second hand market just east of the city. Impress your friends and dress in Channel and Armani for a fraction of price or get that new kitchen appliance you have been dreaming of. So you can buy all these expensive brand names of the clothes, for example, and you can impress your friends. They will see you and say, "Wow, you are having very good kind of clothes." But still, you are buying them from Haraj. Maybe they are second hand. So this is what the writer suggests to you. Many of the so-called used items aren't used. You see here, so-called used items. So here, also the writer is explaining the meaning of second hand in another sentence. This will also will help you to predict the meaning. So here we read it again. Many of the so-called used items aren't used at all. Just don't tell anyone where you bought it. Some of them are brand new. They are not second hand. So the writer suggests that you don't tell your friends that you bought it from Haraj. Okay, we move to the third paragraph now, which is about Al-Batha. Okay, this is also a very famous place where you can buy traditional things from Al-Batha. Let's read what the writer means or what the writer wants to tell us about Al-Batha.
Al-Batha district is home to many traditional markets. Whether you are looking for electronics and watches, jewelry, perfume, furniture, car accessories, bicycles, or food, they sell it all at often ridiculous prices. For more traditional goods, antiques, and souvenirs, check out الثاني near the Al-Masmak fort. This is particularly popular with tourists. And nearby is the Dira market, where everything is worth its weight in gold. Literally, looking for a camel, they come in all shapes, colors, and sizes at Souk al-Jamal.
Okay, so here in Riyadh also there are four places or traditional markets that were mentioned. You can see here Al-Batha. Also there was the Thumeri market. You can also see a Dira market and Souk al-Jamal. That means the place where they sell camels in different colors, as you can see here. Now let's move to paragraph number 4, and we said before that the last paragraph is a conclusion. What does the writer want to tell you at the end of this article? Let's read and find out, and also we will need to predict the meaning of cultural experience. What does the writer mean by this expression, cultural experience? Maybe it seems that this word is difficult, but still you can predict the meaning from the context, as we said before. Let's listen now.
Visitors go to the local souks for more than just shopping. You can see and meet an amazing mixture of people from around the world. Many feel that the cultural experience is the main attraction of these markets.
Okay, so the writer now is telling us that you don't go to these markets only to buy things. You can have another thing, which is cultural experience. What is the cultural experience? When you have different nationalities, when you see different people from different nationalities, from different cultures, you can learn something from them, and it is called an attraction to people to go to these markets. Okay, also the last sentence here is called FYI. What do you mean by this acronym? FYI, for your information. So we are adding something here about the word Haraj, because some people, non-Arabic speaker, might not know the meaning of Haraj. So what is the definition of the word Haraj? Let's read it all together. Haraj is a large market where people buy and sell both new and used items such as furniture, carpets, computers, electronics, car parts, clothing, and toys. Okay, so you need to learn how to define things. If somebody, a non-Arabic speaker, for example, asks you, what do you mean by Haraj? You can define it like this. Haraj is a market that you can buy something new or something considered as a second hand. Second hand are the things that have been used before and offered to be sold. Okay, now the questions that we mentioned in the beginning, now we are able to answer them. What is the similar about street markets around the world? Okay, street markets have the best prices. Many have a lively atmosphere and sell similar things. All over the world, the street markets are selling things in low price, and also there is a lively atmosphere, and they sell similar things. Number two, does Haraj only sell used items? Only used items? We can answer no. Some items aren't used. Okay, that means they are brand new. You can go to Haraj and buy second-hand items that have been used, or you can buy brand new things. Number three, which three words or phrases in the text mean low cost or inexpensive? Real bargains, that is the things that are sold which are cheap, a fraction of the price, ridiculous prices. These words also describe the inexpensive things or the cheap things. Number four, what is the most interesting attraction or traditional markets? Okay, the cultural experience is the most interesting attraction. When you go to these places, you find or you look for different kinds of people, different kinds of nationalities. So this is called interesting attraction, or considered a cultural experience. You can see and meet of people from around the world. Okay, now we move to the last part of our class today. We're reviewing some vocabulary. The first one is a noun, piece of equipment that is used in the house. When you use like this fridge, stove, microwave, what do you call these things? We call them appliances. These are the things that you can find in the houses, or in the kitchen in particular. Get that new kitchen appliance you have been dreaming of. Okay. Another noun, and the word here starts with B. Try to guess the meaning or to predict the meaning from the definition here. Something on sale at lower price. Okay, what is the title of this unit? It is bargain. Okay, what's the meaning of bargain? It is something on sale at a lower price. Shoppers look for bargains. That means the people who go to buy things are looking for bargains for special prices. Now we are asking about a noun starting with if. Things such as chairs, tables, beds, cupboards, etc. We call it like this one. You can see all these things, they have a name called furniture. Okay, this is a general noun for describing chairs, tables, beds. We call it furniture. You can find furniture in Al-Batha district. Okay, this is how the word was mentioned in the context. Valuable, shiny, yellow metal. Now we're talking about a metal used to make coins and jewelry, like this one, these ones here. We call it gold. That is gold. What is gold? Gold is valuable, shiny, yellow metal used to make coins and jewelry. I prefer the gold jewelry. And the last word of today, machines used in a house, especially in the kitchen. What is that? That is the housewares. If you use these things, we call it housewares. What are they? Machines used in a house, especially in the kitchen. Houseware is in the home department. Okay, there is a section in the store called houseware department. And by this we come to the end of our class today. Thank you for watching, and see you inshallah in our next episode. Goodbye.